So sugarine is the first crop of the year, and historically it's always been an exciting time. The winter is moving to springtime. It's nice in the bush, the sun is out, the snow is melting, and again it's the first natural food crop that comes from nature.
So these are for the kids. They're not hooked up to any lines.
That's right.
And the level is right there. And that represents 1 day of... This sugar bush is FSC certified. FSC stands for Forest Stewardship Council. I know that Ray and Carol Ann take a lot of pride in their forest. They are very, very proud of the fact that the syrup they have is FSC certified, meaning that the forest practices and also the tapping practices meet the various guidelines as set out in the standard.
So historically, sugar makers have gathered sap out of the tree in buckets or pails. So they would put a small hole in the tree, put a spile or a spout into a bucket, pick it up, and then deliver it to a shanty such as this, and then boil it down into pans or kettles out in the bush. Our operation's a little bit more modern than that. We have a series of pipeline in our bush. There's actually 26,000 feet of line out there on a vacuum system. It doesn't unnecessarily withdraw sap out of the tree. It just creates a different pressure in the tree. It's not harmful for the tree. It's pumped into tanks, we filter it, and then it's boiled into a machine called an evaporator, which is behind me here. So once it gets filtered into a top tank, it gets fed by gravity into this evaporator. It then comes off in what's called the front pan. And there's a thermometer here that tells me that the syrup is ready by its consistency and temperature. So once the temperature comes out, I'll pull this spout right here, and you're going to see a little bit that comes off in the pail, and it's maple syrup. So the temperature tells me that it's ready, and then I'll test it with a hydrometer to check the density to make sure it is pure maple syrup. From the pail, it then goes into a machine called a filter press, which filters the syrup under pressure, takes out any of the impurities. Like there's some minute particles of sand that are in the sap from the root system. And it gets filtered and then sent by pressure over to a bottler. And what that does, it actually reheats the syrup up to a temperature so that when it's filled into containers, the containers are sterilized. Once that happens, we label it as pure maple syrup. It needs to show the nutritional labeling, who makes it, and on the bottom is a grade. And maple syrup has 4 different grades in Canada: clear, extra clear, medium, and amber. And it really denotes color and flavor. The darker the syrup, the richer the flavor, has the same sugar content, is made the same, and is generally sold for the same price.
My favorite thing about Mapleside products is the fact that I know how it's made. It's great because they always make sure that their food is prepared safe and has all the food standards, so they never compromise their quality at all. And it's Canadian made too, which is great.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead, put your cup under there. No, you won't. It's not too hot. Oh, look at that. Oh, there you go.
Well, we've had a lot of visitors, and I believe that the highway signs have helped. People will just drop in, and when they come and they watch the process, the first thing that comes to their mind is all the work that is involved. And they go, oh, where do you get the time? Where do you get the time? And then, you know, we say, well, we make the time. You make the time for whatever you like to do. And so then they'll come up to the store and they'll go, oh, well, where do you get this? Where do you get that? And they don't believe that I make it. They don't believe that I make this stuff here. But if you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. And I want to go from the beginning to the end of the process. And the finished product is seeing it on the shelf, seeing people pick it up and go, oh, I like that. And then when you get a call back saying, do you have any more? I finished that jar. I would like to come and get more. I've never tasted anything so good. So that is what I feel good about, is that people really like what we're doing.